Hello, everyone. This is Ian. We're here today with a game called Data Center. As I've talked in my farming simulator games, I've always kind of been interested in technology and whatnot. And I decided to give this game a try. I've slowly become addicted to it. So I thought I'd decide to try a Let's Play. There will be a couple pointers I will give out that I found out along the way. Some of them you can figure out by the tutorials, which I do believe are always shown somewhere right up here. You can always figure out everything from here. I've kind of learned a couple things on my own because I've learned that like with the racks, if it doesn't really explain anything right here, as you can see, about what I will show you. This is my first time looking at those actual tutorials, if you can't tell by me kind of halfway reading the stuff. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying to reorganize a little bit. I found that it's kind of a lot easier to actually take some notes. Oh, then that really decided to mess with things. That's because I'm messing with the gain on my mic. I'm trying to turn it down to maybe not get quite as many extra sounds, but I guess we'll go ahead and get started. Like I said, I've played this over 12 hours. I've learned a few tricks along the way. Here's your computer where you do everything. There's a little quick tutorial there that'll kind of let play for you. I did do an experiment, and you can place that rack in a different position in that first group. Here's your service request. We don't usually get those right away. Asset management there, which we don't have anything at all yet. Your network map will list all your networks and everything, all your servers, whatnot. Here's your balance sheet. Obviously, I haven't spent anything, don't have any money coming in. So we will come in here and get our rack. We'll need a switch as well. Rack, copper wire. I think that's pretty much it there. So we'll go get our System X server. Then what you do is run up the you come in here and grab your stuff. Pretty easy peasy. I'm gonna drop that one for a sec though. Get all my square stuff stacked. I might actually not actually redo the stacking because I have had things go flying like crazy on me before. That dumpster there is one thing that did kind of kick my butt for a while. Because, as you will see by me probably accidentally pressing the wrong buttons like I do every now and then. You will end up having things. Let's see, I just tested this. You see that? You have to have that little square highlighted in yellow. And then you look over here, and our blue mark's gone. E to open that up. Up closer. Do that. Put your first server in. And as you tell on the left side of the screen, everything's getting checked off. Man, must be drinking some good stuff tonight or something, considering I keep running into things. Now this is one thing. You can stack cables on top of them. They will turn red, as I'll show you in a sec. That symbol, it turns red, I always thought was a sign of, hey, you can't put any more in there. So then I had some pretty ugly cabling there. Up on the left, it says sign our first customer. Before this, recommended to have 8 servers already connected. Those are behind these cabinets here. Again, you have to have it just right. You have your first few there. Obviously, you start with this one, move up to this one. As once you hit the recommended or the required reputation, it will give you how many IOPS you need per server or per contract. The current servers we have right now are only 5,000 IOPS per server right now, which is why up here it says before this recommended to have 8 servers already connected. That way you only have to worry about the IP address scheme and changing that and selecting the customer. I guess I might end up having to change some settings because it seems like my computer's kind of giving me little fits. I have a 3060, or an RTX 3060, so that shouldn't be the issue. Probably just something that needs tweaked on my part. So I already have one server. And you can click the plus sign, or you can just add by clicking on whatever you want to buy over here. Obviously, right now we don't have any, well, we have 1.14, so 1100 XP. You can't buy this one, which would have the 12,000 IOPS, which makes it a lot easier for those next contracts coming up. Otherwise, you're going to have rack upon rack upon rack of your little ones. I was gonna do show you how to turn it. I was gonna kind of cheat some XP in. Oh, excuse me. But I decided we'll just get this first contract done real quick. And probably call it good for this first episode. Just kind of a good beginner episode. I've only done Farming Simulator 25 stuff up until now. I'm still kind of learning on the fly. But I've played this game enough that I feel fairly comfortable with most things that need to be done. See, like there I accidentally pressed E instead of Q to let go of the cart. Yeah, and you just stack your servers. I have seen some people leave an extra space under there for a possible router in the future and stuff. Not necessarily a bad idea, but I just kind of like to use as much space as I can. Try not to leave any more space than I absolutely have to, I guess. And I don't know why, but that's where all my stations. Oh, see? There you go. I'm trying to steer, and I don't need to steer now. Ironically, it seems like I'm moving fast. Okay, so I left port 1 open. I'll go from there to here and over once we find client up. Let's see. I never knew we could put more cables in there to actually bundle them like you would in real life. And I don't think you have to hit each one. Because in the tutorial, I think it kind of shows you click there and then like that one and whatnot. Now up here, the red definitely does mean, no, hey, there's a cable plugged in there. You know, plug that cable in. Unlike running these cables. That's why I plug the cable in there. Alright. Try that. Yeah, doesn't matter, you can start up at the switch. And you can start on your server. However you want to do it. Now this is where I'm kind of lazy. I run over to the corner, drop Ethernet cable. That way I always have it in this room, don't have to go looking for it. Alright. The meter triangle backup is going to be the easiest. So it's going to require literally next to it's set up, you're going to have your IP address and select the meter triangle backup. It's really simple. I don't think, if I remember correctly, you don't really do anything extra until fill the UFO download station. I can't remember for sure. One of these two will give you a service request to add a second subnet and everything. Let's see here. See there, it clicks there, then it goes up to the top, and then to the switch. And it kind of shows you the basic cabling. Kind of what I already went over. So, and see even there it kind of shows different setup. I've seen people start at the bottom and up and do it like me. I've seen 2 different setups that way. But now, we have 11 minutes to get this done. Which if you've never, oh, see, wrong button. If you've never done this, might seem like not all that much. But really, it's not that bad. Especially once you've done it a time or two. I guess about the only other thing I could have done beforehand is label everything. But for now, let's get it up and going. I like to connect them off actually. Then you come over here, once powered on, come over, select. Obviously, right now you can select either arrow. It wouldn't matter, because we only have one contract. That looks like it's 172.16.17.1. And I know you see that countdown. It's not that bad at all. You do always have to clear this. 172. I'm gonna be honest with you. Hey, I'm surprised that worked. I thought I was having a brain fart there. I was just getting ready to say. The nice thing is you can always hit OK or back out. Once you have that first one in, you're golden. You can always have a reference. And I just go in numerical order. You can also use this. I found out I can get a lot quicker. Just like that, yeah. I'm just used to know that, typing a bunch of IPs all the time. Each round, because I did start doing it this way. See now, I'm keeping up, I'm trying to go too fast. Here. Let's see if we still have 8 minutes left. 17.17.9. There we go. It's complete. There's another next little tutorial. That tells me to keep them in little apartment type things. I have an unlimited play, as I call it, where I have millions of dollars, or $1 million from that trainer. You can see right there, it'll tell you it's okay. Yeah, that's fun. Bermuda Triangle backup is the name. You don't want to write out a long ass name. pretty simple. Just BTP. You can do underscore, you can do dash, switch, dash, 01, save. Now it tells you right there which one it is. And for me, see, I just tried clicking that. And I would just say, for this one, BTB dash S01, for me to triangle backup server 01. And you can do rinse and repeat. On one of my other playthroughs, I did like Bermuda, then whatever, made for too long of names. Type out all the time, especially when I was still learning how everything worked, and that, hey, nothing's gonna change. You can go through and set stuff up first. You're not gonna lose that on contract or anything. So I was always trying to crank them out. That way they wouldn't disappear. I guess that's just kind of little trauma from previous games, like Farming Simulator, where you take too long, the crops gonna wither, or the contract that you were gonna accept, you accidentally fast forward time and end up losing out on that contract, So I guess that's just kind of where that came from. You do not, in fact, lose out on any contracts, because you're going to have the customers there no matter what. And now you can come in and see, we change the name, it's a lot easier to read. We are now currently earning 0.22 XP per second, and I've always called it dollars, it just says income, but $2.40 a second basically. But now you come back over here and you can look at your network map, and it'll show you your base, customer 0. It'll show you the servers that you have and the switch. And it's gonna say those names because I didn't have it switched, but you can see your switch there, you can see your cables. If you go through, I believe you can actually label said cables. Maybe that label's just no server. I'm not sure. I'll have to look more into that. But anyway, we got our first contract done and set up and ready to go for our next one. So I think this is where I will leave it for now, and do a couple more, see if this Let's Play thing catches on. Might kind of transition more into this for a little bit. And I might still try to crank out a Farming Simulator episode every week. Probably going to cut back to 1 and 1 if I do keep focusing on this, so that I'm not in such a time crunch all the time. I don't have to do any extra setup or anything like dragging out my Elgato or anything for this. So I can keep my living room a little bit more tidy as well. So I think this is where we will call it quits for now. So I will catch you in the next episode. Have a wonderful day.